All right. We're back with another stream. I'm doing a short stream before the um, last night. As you guys know, I got pretty sleepy at the end of the stream, so I ended up crashing. I crashed hard. It woke up about 7:30. Finished up some of the stuff I didn't do last night, and basically have been um, hitting augments all morning for research material. There is an event going on too, so this is helping my alliance as well. So a double thing. The rewards are more loot for the con store, so uh, it's not the officer one, which is the better loot to have, but there are stuff in there you can purchase with the loot. So it's kind of a win-win-win thing here. So I've been grinding these pretty hard. I put the let's go back. We'll go to the Reliant events. And you can see our alliance is back in first place. We fell behind, and I'm quite a bit more than any other guys. So, but I think I've hit this arc a little bit harder than anybody on the server, and the loot in the store is a little bit more valuable to me than maybe some of them. But what I had for lunch, I went and got takeout from Benihana's. I love Benihana's. I know it's an international chain, but I've ate there since the '90s when I first discovered it. I hadn't ate there in about maybe a month and a half, 2 months maybe. I mean, their chicken dinner, their steak dinner is always really good. They cook it to perfection. I mean, it's not like your traditional steakhouse because there are a lot of good ones here in Dallas. But I ended up getting Rocky's Choice to go, which was chicken and steak, and also got some California rolls. Really good eating. Their sauces are incredible. That ginger sauce is the best, but I think the mustard sauce is a little bit underrated. I like to use those like on seafood and stuff. But the ginger sauce is out of this world. Yeah, dang it, I meant to go in there and see if I had any more. Cause that looks like the reset just happened. Let's see what we got today. We got away teams for defeat, hijack. Okay, I'm already doing it, so I don't know how much more than because, like I said, at work I'm don't have a lot of downtime. Number one, in the control room where I'm at, the reception is just the worst. But let's go ahead and get these away teams. What do I got? That was from last night, guys. I fell asleep with it. I'd actually finished that out today. This is I don't know why sometimes between platforms it doesn't update certain things like that. But I did get that done. So what I do with the away teams, I'll look and see if there's any that's worth doing first. Most of the time, they're for me. There isn't because the only one that I really do is the data one, and I'll do some for faction credits every once in a while. Let's go ahead and do this one. No, we won't be using Honor Guard War for that. Let's see. Let's put traits. We'll find somebody else. I don't want to pull him off of a ship and then him not be there. We'll put what's her name there. Should have a speed up that I can just finish it out. And then after that, I'm going to use traits. Yeah, I didn't get any faction credits. Dang it. And they really want you to use Honor Guard Wars, don't they? I think am going to use him. Just I'll put him back in the ship. Gosh, I got so many with these new pulls. I got so many regular. Usually I don't have that many. And let's see if there's anything else in here I really want to do. No, let's go ahead and go to the traits. We'll finish it out with traits. Okay, just look for one that has a upgrade thing. You know, Mariachi Q's been not Mariachi Q, but where's Phil Marshall Q? He's been asked to be in a few of these. I mean, I think might be wise to go ahead and find him and uh, invest some uh, traits into him. Let's see. I already finished him out the last time they were asking for him, so that's a no go. Let's try to think of who else they have been asking to put in here. Now there's some that they asked to be put in those new missions, like the captain of one of my PvP crews. That literally is never happening. So I'm not going to bother about even putting. Well, hell, let's put McCoy. McCoy's been asked to be in some of those too. Let's use this up, max them out. That should be enough. I won't max them out because might have to do this again. And that should be enough to finish the event, though. And it did. Like I said, this is a pretty nice battle pass. This is what the last one should have been more like. Because we've got an officer that pretty much nobody has tiered out. A lot of you guys might not even have them unlocked. So it would help y'all out a lot instead of giving us one that most people have finished already, like they did the last time with Chapel and I think was it E Troy or Bev? It was one or the other. So I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, let's look and see what else we have in here. Now at noon, there's going to be an event that. Let's see what's in here. It's Syndicate XP, so I'm not worried about scoring in that one. I think I finished the daily event one. Artifact. Oh, let's do this real quick. I think I can, if I can use disruptors, I can finish this out and get another points for that this main thing here, the ahead of the curve. It scores for that. So let's use some of my backed up. Uh, I think it's in the uh, artifact. Yeah. So I've got a bunch of these. So I'm gonna do like 5,000 of them, and that should be enough to tear it out. That's good enough. This is basically what I saved those for that event and that event alone. So I can score it every time. And it looks like I got all those milestones. And yeah, head of the curve gave me 100 points in that. Because you guys saw the other day, I'm really close to making that officer pool. The next year I win, I'll have enough to do it. So those are somewhat important to me now. What was the other one? Was it mining? Usually one of them is mining. The other day it's uh, hostels. And I guess with as much hostels I hit this morning, and my dailies are enough to usually finish this. So I'm good. Okay, tonight, I mean, at 12 o'clock, this Tech Tuesday event will go away in 51 minutes, and we'll get the Wednesday one, which are the Zindi Armadas. And is also a deal for Zindi. I need Zindi actually, so I'll be kind of waiting for this. My little thing is empty. So that Rocky's choice was good. Now we're gonna go into the California rolls now. Damn, that was good. That was a good idea. I was gonna go right back to sleep, and I was hungry. Um, really hadn't ate anything since the game last night. And I don't know if any of you guys watched the Ranger game last night. It was really good. DeGrom did really well. I mean, he struggled a little bit with control, like in the middle, but he did well enough to get the win, and they didn't overpitch him, which is a win-win. Yeah, they had a real dilemma the other night. If he hadn't broke up that perfect game, whether to let him go over his pitch count. That was a pretty hard dilemma for a coach. Anytime when that happens, when you got a player on a milestone versus, I mean, a pretty historic milestone to pitch a perfect game, versus his overall health. Because in that situation, the player is not going to give you the truth whether he's tired. And usually when pitchers get hurt, they get tired and their mechanics get a little bit off and they end up injuring themselves. So it didn't put Bochy in a situation to where he's going to have to make an unpopular move and pull him from the game during a perfect game, or taking the chance, rolling the dice and gambling, because he was right at his when it got broken up, and they actually took him out of the game a little bit after. I think they let him finish the inning. He was a little bit over his pitch count. Because I don't think they're ready to let him pitch like in over 100 or like maybe 110 or anything. I don't think they're ready for him to do that yet. And he might have to if he had to pitch all 9 innings. But the one thing I do notice about DeGrom, he doesn't waste too many pitches. Now there were some controversial strike calls in the game on both sides, not just for the on the Rangers. Uh, those referees, I mean those umpires right there that are doing that, they're making it an easy call for the owners to put the radars in there and let the computer call balls and strikes. It's been doing a really good job in the minors, and like I think it was like 2 years ago, it came close to being a reality in Major League Baseball. But I think they were a little bit hesitant about the umpires union balking at it. But now they've been starting doing real extensive uh, stats on the umpires' percentage of being correct of balls and strike, and some of them are downright awful. And I bet you when New York reviews the tape from that game last night, that umpire is not going to get a really good grade. I think most of the time pitchers just want the guy to be consistent so they can adjust whatever they need to do. But when they're not, I think that's when you see the guys get upset. And DeGrom didn't get upset. He went up there and talked to the because he was walking off. Thought he'd got the last his strikeout on the in third out on one of the innings. I think it might have been the fifth inning. He was walking off the field, and so was the rest of the team. And the umpire waved him off and said, "No, no, no, that's a ball." And so they all walked back there. DeGrom talks to the guy for a minute. Didn't look heated from where I was. I wasn't watching it on TV, but there were words exchanged. And then Bochy came out of the dugout when he got the next pitch for a I don't know if it was the next bat. I don't know if it walked the batter or what, but they got out of the inning maybe like a couple pitches later, and Bochy went and talked to that guy, and then DeGrom went and talked to the head umpire. Again, both of them didn't look heated. And DeGrom's not really, from far as I know, like I said, we have a smaller sample than maybe you guys when he was pitching for the Mets or whatever. We have a small sample because he's been hurt so much as a Texas Ranger. But I've never really seen him argue on balls and strikes before. So I would love to know what he said to him and what was said back. Because it wasn't heated. Because if he would have got heated, DeGrom would have got pitched, and so would have Bochy. But neither one of those happened. So it had to be a discussion and not an argument. Which shows you how much of a smart player the guy really is. Because I don't care how much you yell at the umpire, you're not going to undo a strike. I don't even think balls and strikes are one of the ones that they can review. It's not, once it's called, you're not going to do anything, but I can see him going to the umpire and say, hey, man, please be consistent with your calls, man. Or something like that. Because arguing with them, like back in the old days when Billy Martin would kick dust up on umpires when he was a manager, I don't think that's really that productive because you can't change anything. At the worst case scenario, it can make things worse to where he calls balls and strike for your pitcher, your strike zone for your pitcher the size of a postage stamp, and the other guys, got a big one because you tried to show him up. It's like I was telling my buddy last night I went to the game. If I had a big do over and somebody popped it, if I had a big do over, I might have played baseball instead of football in high school. I mean, I was good enough, but we had a kind of a jerk of a high school head coach that wouldn't let us play two sports. We had to pick football or whatever. And if given that opportunity again, I would have picked whatever because he was a jerk. I just loved football more as a kid, but if, as an older man, I'm looking back at I'm sitting. I think I should have played baseball. And it's not that I think I would have been a major league because my vision, because I at that point I didn't have the what's that called? Stigmatism had not really come into effect, and I could see the ball really well. I mean, I could pitch and hit. I never had any problem ever making any team that I wanted to play on. Was usually one of the better players on the team. Got I should have if I had a do over, but I just loved football when I was uh, preteen and teen. That was everything because my uncle had played for the Saints when I was like around 8, 10 years old. He only played had a brief career. It was like 2 years. He hurt his ankle. He got traded to the Giants. Couldn't pass the physical after the trade for the Giants. So basically, the rules were kind of weird back then. So when he couldn't pass the physical for the Giants, it pretty well ended his career. Because in college, he played. He was an offensive lineman, but he could play basketball. So the college wanted him to go and play both ways, but he did something in a game where he injured his ankle, and it was never really the same after that. But what was odd during after he got drafted, uh, everything was cool with the Saints, but not so much for the Giants. He actually played with Archie Manning, the Manning brothers' father and Arch Manning's grandfather. I actually met him when I was like 8 years old. My uncle we went to the game, went to a Saints game. Me and my family and my uncle took me into the locker room after the game, and I got to meet a bunch of guys that were on the team. But I do distinctly remember meeting Archie Manning and remember how nice of a guy he was. But yeah, if I would have had a big do-over again, I would have played baseball. My dad would have loved it if I would play baseball too. What what was weird about it, my dad was all about me playing baseball as a kid. And I always figured he played baseball on his team in high school, but he was a basketball player. But my father was very tall for people back, I guess would have been the 60s. Uh, back in the late 50s and early 60s. He was a tall for that because he was my father. I would say probably at the peak of his life, he was closer to 6'5". Well, as he got older, we all kind of decreased a little bit. He was probably a solid 6'4". And my uncle, not the football playing uncle, but my uncle Jack, uh, he was about 6'2". He's a little bit taller than me. Um, our mother was very short. She wasn't even 5 foot tall, and so that kind of shortened our gene pool a little bit because my brother's about I'm slightly over 6 foot tall. If I'm wearing not wearing shoes, then I'm exactly 6 foot tall. Um, Now my brother's about 5'10", 5'9". Now my oldest nephew and my youngest nephew, they're both tall. Uh, Austin's probably about 6'2", 6'3". My Jenner, which is my brother's son, he's about 6'1". He's a little bit taller than me. I don't remember the last time I saw him. He's had a job out of state for the last few years. Last time I saw him, man, now you're taller than me. We went up, and now my grandnephews, they're gonna be big kids. Patricia says the 3-year-old's probably gonna be 6'5", 6'6", and Tyler's gonna be at least 6'3". They do some kind of measurement of the kids' bones now, and they can give you some kind of rough estimate, and that's what they come up with. Now, okay, now let's see. Is that the? I need to see. Uh, no, that's something else. I was going to see if that was one of the Zindi Armadas because I need the loot actually. I don't know if you guys on y'all server, but everybody on our server got a gift this morning. Um, in here, we were gifted a. If anybody's heard anything new, I haven't went on Discord and looked at any of the messages or whatever. But we got gifted this thing right here where we can upgrade the. It's not showing up in anybody's. Nobody else on my server has been able to, or my alliance, haven't talked to anybody else on the server, has been able to upgrade this. But we got this as a gift today. But it's just not showing up in this thing. Someone said it's going to be something for next arc. Don't know that that's true. Was it the wrong? Was it not the right one? But I don't know what the deal. Why did they do that? You think it was a mistake? Was something supposed to roll out on Tuesday? See, the thing is, I've got way more keys than this right here. These servos, I've been pulling those for, I don't know, for over a year, and it's only showing that I got barely enough more than what's needed to do the upgrade. That's kind of weird as well. I mean, I've been getting these all the time. They just haven't been able to do anything with them. But I mean, I've been done with this servo building for, I mean, quite a while, over a year at least. I mean, right when I hit the deal, and I'm like, where do I get this key? I can't find it anywhere. And then finally, I went for somebody in channel or somebody in Discord that told me, no, man, that they never came up with a second part. It's sort of like that what they did with Q's trials, where they had these big plans of what they were going to do with it, and never implemented the second part of it. Because I don't know I don't know I don't remember who it was. It was one. It may have been Mr. Tire or not Mr. Tire, but they made a big deal of all the stuff that they were going to include inside this. Instead of these prizes that we get right here, the next round of them were supposed to have a whole bunch of other stuff besides the what's connected to this. And he was talking about the limited things that they could add in here, but then they just abandoned the whole forbidden technologies and came out with these chaos tech. I believe a lot of it was blowback because of the situation where I am and with it right here, where you get to let's pick one of my ships. It doesn't really matter. Once you get it to 50 and try to upgrade it, this is what you see. And especially on this proto matter, God knows how much you'd have to waste to actually win this. You know? And then you notice the big thing about the new chaos tech. You can tear it all the way up, but you never get to a point where here's one that's close to. Let me go ahead and level it up anyway, because I'd rather have it leveled up, even though I probably should have waited. So I got this leveled up. There's never no chance that you're not successful on these. So there's guarantees always upgrade guaranteed. You know, I got to actually go the ones I need. I don't need to do. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the stupid godsend one, just because it's on that ship and it'll actually help it. Okay, that I had one startup after that, but anywho, it's one of these abandoned techs. Like I think it was one of you guys in the stream actually when we were talking about this suggested that uh the space station thing or whatever is the same thing, and I probably would agree too because they uh the star base. Okay, the star base. I would say that is a tech that they thought was going to go off and didn't really work out, and they just instead of trying to making it better, they just abandoned it, and that was pretty much what they did with this because once you get to 51, that's as high as it goes. For some of you lower players who don't know what we're talking about, because I know I searched my ass off what I got here. What the heck is this thing? Is it in one of the in the one that you're finding? Because sometimes they'll give you when you get to a certain level, guys. If you it's some kind of something like that, you go always go look in here and whatever. I guess in this case it would be the consumables. Sometimes they'll put the thing that you need in here just for you to redeem. There's no buying or whatever. So I looked at that first. Of course, that was the first thing I looked, and then I mean, I actually looked at it, scoured that store over, looking to see if it was a purchase item. Because I was then I when I didn't see it around here or found any place I could do it. I mean, I was cussing them then, saying, "Man, they made us buy another stupid little thing." And I went all the way through here, searched this freaking store beginning to end, and couldn't find it. And then I finally asked. I think I asked in Discord, and I asked in in, in our My Alliance channel, and somebody said, "Yeah, man, that's a dead technology. Once you get, I'll show you another one too. When you guys get here, because it's super confusing, because it's using something that we already use. It's sort of like having two Titans in the game: the gimmick ship Titan and the battleship Titan. Here's another thing like that. Let's pull the tab down. In this, and this was kind of like a year, I think it might have been a year one mechanic, or it was before we started playing it. I know that as a server, because I didn't know what the heck this was when I came to it. Okay, you see all these four things. Okay, um, it's talking about assimilated, so it's not the assimilation thing that we have now. It's actually through some systems. And if you guys have mined uh, Latinum in some of the deeper systems here, you've seen the system and probably not known what it was. But there's a system in here, and you can see I did a couple of them just to see if it was still something you could do. But I was basically told by one of the community managers that was a dead thing, so I stopped messing with it. In here, there's a bunch of these beta sectors and stuff. Well, in them, they got hostiles that. Let's go in there. What the heck? My break. I don't know what. Sometimes I wonder about stuff. I got both of them. Yeah. Okay, you look at these hostels here, and you get this, you get these little things right here. And heck, I'm so bored, I might end up coming up here and grinding the crap out of these just to see if I can finish the tech. But it drops these pattern disruptors. But when I found these were at that time they were pretty hard hostiles to kill for me at that point of the game. But and then they started the whole new Borg thing at the same time with the simulate, not with the mirrorverse version of it, but because it confused me because they've used the same term for different things, and this is one of them. Instead of being creative and coming out with something brand new, they just reuse something they've already got in the game. But that's how you do that. You come up here and grind the crap out of these things and go back and use the. Might do that just for grins. Because you look in here, you need so many of these pattern disruptors to be able to do the research. And it's all 4-star stuff, you know. That's about when I found that. When I was working my way up this tree, what is this crap? And I got the answer. It was a thing that they were going to do that they abandoned like they did the other stuff. But it doesn't look like I don't have to hit very many of them to finish this out. And I've got all the, you can see how I got 153 million uncommon. It might be something when I'm bored, when like the other day, when the lemonade day, when there was nothing to do, is to go in here and just finish this out for grins. Let's see what we got here. Defense against assimilated faction ships, which is these same hostiles. So it's a research that actually helps you hit those ships. So that's the reason why it's not it's kind of obsolete in the game, because they didn't do anything with that after it. But there are a lot of things that they really, instead of going crazy and making a bunch of crossover bullshit that doesn't belong into the game, this galaxy tree needs rehamping. You know, there's really nothing that, I don't think there's anything past anybody that's really hit this hard, you know, mid 50s will easily finish this thing. Uh, they need to really need to do the put us some new tech or whatever inside this tree to make the oxygen mining relevant again. Um, they could completely redo the outlaw like they did uh, the augment. That would be nice. What else? Territory, galaxy, the star base until they do something with that. I mean, we just upgraded our station to the point where I was able to finish these last 4 that were in here, and that was nice. So basically, that one's done. That one's basically done because the only thing that's left in there I haven't done is junk. This one's done. That one's done until I can actually to upgrade my board cube. Uh, Mirror, I really don't have anything except for the Omega and the Premium left. And basically, the only way you're going to do that is score very high on one of those events that gives you the Premium Desk, or go buy it. And you can see that I have some left that the buying it has not been high on my list because I don't see the value in it. Because what they give you in there and what you have to pay for is what relatively small. You're making, like, if you're lucky, you're making 2 upgrades with the loot. Let me find it in here. I'm trying to think where it would be. Mirror. Would it be factions, I guess? Or would it be under research? We'll look at both. Xborg. I guess it's going to be in research, maybe. We'll find some of that. And they don't always have it in the store either, so there's that. Okay, looks like maybe they might have a small pull in one of these weeklies. Let's look and see. I don't think that's it. Yeah, here we go. Premium does 1600. Now in this particular pack here, especially if you need any of the other stuff, which who doesn't need this right now, you know? But you know, the other mirror dust in here, I don't need these four. Don't really need this, but I do need the Terran, and I do need that. So this is not a bad buy actually. But this is basically will give you one upgrade on any of that stuff in there. But the regular $100 pack isn't that much better. I think you might be able to do 2 upgrades. Now I know a guy. There's a guy in my lines who spent $1,000 doing them premium dust. And you know, how I know that is he's bragged. Oh yeah, I spent this to get this thing finished out. I'm like, really? But he's stuck. He's stuck like at either ops 50, 68 or 69. But he spends thousands of dollars on mirror dust. Okay, yeah. Well, you can see I got a good portion of the mirror dust. Um, I mean, the premium's done without spending a boatload of money to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think I did buy a couple of the day one pack or whether it had some of it in there, but I don't think I've purchased any premium dust pack since then. And if I did, it was something that was one of the things thrown in with one of the other little gimmick packs that they had that I didn't know. Most of them I've won during those little leaderboard events or SMS events that we have. And quite frankly, that's probably all you need. So I'm not trying to sell you a $50 pack there. I'm just saying that there is some value in that one. You notice I didn't make the click, but there is a little bit more than just making one upgrade. You got some of that, some of the loot and some of the other harder ones to earn loot for too. So I think it's just as valuable as that of some of that, you know, especially some of that Terran stuff. Come on, man, this thing gets stuck all the time. I want to finish this out. Okay, how many do I got? I kind of lost track here. Okay, I got 112. That ought to give me enough for another mission, I think. Let's see. If that is, then we're going to call it. We're going to call this part of it. We're done with it for today. I'm going to go ahead and start doing the Zindi stuff. I thought some of the other guys would break it out before I did, so I was kind of waiting for them. And then to go up there and start one and then join whatever ones that were up there. But that looks like that's not going to happen. So let's go in here and look in my faction store. See if we can pull another mission. If we can pull another mission, we're done. It'll put me like maybe 2 missions from being able to do that big, there we go. Last thing for the Apex. I think I'm thinking like 2 away right now. Okay, get this shit back. But kind of interesting. I haven't heard any clues of what's coming next week from anywhere. I mean, I haven't really looked, to be honest with you. Uh, I've really had I've been more focused on the thing because of my job and everything. When I've been online to do this, I've been more focused on certain things. Like today, even if there wasn't a augment event going on, I was going to pound those anyway because I wanted to go ahead and try to finish up some of those research in there because I'm about 90% done with the whole thing. Because there's a lot of that research in there that I already had those officers and that officer group finished. So why would I waste my resources, doing the research for it? And there's a good portion of that in that tree, as we'll see here in a minute. After I do my enterprise is back, and now let's go in there and do the submission, and we'll look at it afterwards. We'll see how close I am. I know I don't have enough to do it. I was too far away earlier in the morning when I looked. But I may be within like one more run of being able to finish the apex shred, which is the one I'm going to do. Okay. So I believe I think I'm going to be like 4,000 short. But I've done a few of these today, so I don't know. I haven't looked yet. In the mental count that I have of what I've got, it's going to put me one run short. Yep. One more run and I've got it. And I didn't see how much stuff do I have. Do I have a chance to do another one? I mean, another mission. Uh, let's look and see. No, I completed that one. Come on, the wrong thing. Actions, there we go. Should be still in the augment. Let's see if we go to the missions. And looks like I need about 3,000. A little bit less than that. I mean, I could do a mini run of, heck. Am I still in the ship, in the system? Okay, let's do 50 more, and that should give me enough to get that mission done. I mean, get that research done, and then I'll work on that daily pull one next, because it's about the same amount of those insignias. Okay, let's send this bad boy out too. Let it do some work. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a ship that you really don't care if it gets killed or not. I'm just trying to get a few extra drops with it. I mean, the loot is okay, but like I said, I've got so much of that loot right now. I could skip this for a couple weeks and still have pulls. Heck, I probably still working on the loot that I pulled the very first 2 weeks of the arc. Because I did take, like I said, I did take the reputation all the way to exile, the last one in the first 2 weeks of the arc. And our friendly Twitch spammer. Yeah, if I didn't want to take the chance of getting malware on my computer, I'd go check, go on here, put it in the browser, and let's go check it out, see what they're just for grins. But I'm too, I'm too chicken on that. I'm afraid that it'll have some malware in it wherever you go. Yeah, guys. But I mean, unless I would say unless you know that, and then if I put a link in the channel and it's for me, I will mention it beforehand. If somebody puts a link in the chat, I'd be very wary of it. Did it get stuck again? Man, where's it at? Okay, let's go. Got to reset this up. And this, I mean, I like this artifact, but it gets stuck way too much. You're sitting here trying to find your next target, and because most of the time I'll lose track to where the actual ship is when I'm doing this. I'm just trying to keep the queue full. I should have got a Dr. Pepper when I went to the store. I think I'm out. Oh, let me look. No, last can. I'll have to pick some up and get Kroger on the way home from work in the morning. Oh. I mean, I've got to work tonight, man. I'm not looking forward to it. Because of the way that I slept, man, it was like only having one night off. But I was dog tired when I got back from the game last night. Yeah, I pushed to disconnect the stream last night, and for some reason it didn't. I dozed off. I was trying to finish up just a little bit more, and I dozed off, and I looked and the stream was still going. It ran about 45 minutes because I dozed off about 45 minutes, and then I just finally said forget about it and shielded up and went to bed. So I did have some stuff I needed to finish this morning. And then I was hungry. I was really, really hungry. So I started to stay up until, let's see what time it is now. I don't know why that thing didn't charged. Should be. It's not though. Oh, it's plugged into the wrong. What's this plugged into? Yeah, it should. I my iPod should be. It's showing now. Now it's showing. It's charging it. Okay, so let's see. It's almost 12 o'clock. We got 5 minutes until that reset of those daily events come up. I mean, serious guys, how hard could it be for Scopely to get the two lined up where there's not two or three events every day that finishes an hour after the reset? It's something to do with daylight savings time, but come on, there's such a thing as recalibrating the clock. Because I'd probably be already back trying to go back to sleep again if they would have had that thing where we could do those armadas. 'Cause I want to do those Zindy armadas before I go to sleep because they tend to do it right at the break, and then after that it's hard pickings to get multiple people up there doing them. But I guess I should. Fly this back here soon. Let's go see if I could get my last ones before. I don't think I actually went into the system and set this guy up. Let's set him up. Need to do like at least 8 more. And that should give me the loot that I need to make that research. And I'll be done with that one. And I'll have the other big one for that daily pull thing that I was showing you guys about. That con daily pull. To upgrade it to get a little bit more loot. But I think the Apex Shred's a little bit more important. I was kind of locked behind. I would already had that one done if it had been blocked behind those other researches that took the shuttle, the away team loot. Oh man, there's one I want to do there, but it's probably going to take me like a week to get enough of that away team loot for me to do it. So that means I'm going to have to engage in something I don't want to. Okay, junk. All right. Oh, yeah, I got some galactics from earlier. Enough for 2. Good, those are all officers I need shards for. I mean, they're not really good officers, but... See, I'm getting him almost every other draw, where I never got him before. I didn't have him tiered up. Now, I need as many of those of her as I can get. I would like to finish her out. Okay, there's the 12 o'clock. I don't know if y'all guys can hear the storm sirens. They do that test every first Wednesday of the month. And sometimes you forget about that and it scares the crap out of you. Because the horn is really close to my apartment complex. Can y'all hear that over the microphone? Were y'all able to hear that? Yeah, man. A lot of times that goes off when I'm freaking sleeping. It'll wake me up out of the bed. I'll have to go out and look and see if there's storms out. And then I'll freak. Oh crap! It's the first Wednesday of the month. Now the other night when we had some storms out there, they started wailing about 1 in the morning. I mean, I was awake, but probably most of these people weren't. But Dallas is kind of like on the edge of Tornado Alley. I mean, it's very rare for an actual tornado to hit Dallas proper, but there's a bunch of our survey. I'm not survey, but a lot of our suburb cities that get hit all the time. And every once in a while, usually if the one that does hit Dallas proper is usually a really bad one. There's never been like, oh, that did some minor damage. It's always there was one about, I don't know, it was maybe like 6 or 8 years ago that took out like a high school, middle school, and about 3 elementary schools over here in the Dallas area. They've just got all that rebuilt not too long ago. But I was in that storm. I actually saw the tornado. I was actually driving home, and I've got made it home, and I just sat and watched it online and people's videos of it, and then I went and looked at all the dismay afterwards. Saw like a whole shopping center that I used to have a Baskin Robbins in. I used to frequent quite a bit, and it completely wiped that shopping center out. It was almost like almost just a straight line. Everything in that straight line that it went, it just destroyed. It actually destroyed the one of the schools that I went to we lived in the city of Dallas when I was a kid. We moved to the suburbs when I was between the ninth no no between the eighth and seventh and eighth grade. I actually had went 1 6 weeks to the DISD school I was going to, then started the high school or the middle school that I was in the eighth grade in the other one. And yeah, that was totally different. Okay, so I'm pretty close to where I want to be. What is this here that I'm winning? Oh, that's the deal for the Sorrentos. Okay, so that should be enough loot for us to do what we need to do after. How many do I got left in the queue? I'll let the queue finish out. Let's go ahead and what we can do is we can go ahead and move. Oh yeah, I do got Camaras I need to do too. I'll use the same crew, except for one officer, and I'll just switch it after I get done with the Zindi. Okay, I must have hit the damn chaser in one of my deals haste there. That's okay. I don't want to be done with it anyway. Let's see if we can do this last pull. Okay, that gave me 4,000. That should be enough to do that last mission. Let's see. Augment. Where are they at? There we go. All right, that was just enough. I don't have any. I can even do the lower ones now. Okay, that's gonna make me. I don't know why it does that. Okay. All right, so let's get my board cube. Let's get the bigger. I guess. No, I guess we can use this one. Let's get my Armada crew going. Uh, do. Okay, she's in my Enterprise B. I'm going to come back and load it up. Okay, put my Enterprise B back in there. So that's going to give us enough insignias to do that, to finish up the Apex Shred research there. So let's go into it and do it. You give me 2,000 to spare for the next one. And for me, the next one's going to be actually going to be this. Hughes Favors. So I need 26,000 of those. So that means that's going to be a, let's see, that's going to be 12 missions. No, 4. It's 4, not 2. So A4 is 16. So that's going to be 8. Oh, let's see, 8. Yeah, 8 missions at least. But that's like tier 7, so I'll have 2 more tiers to tier it up after this. And I'm sure it's probably going to go around over 30 after that. If it just if it holds the way that's been holding, that is. I'm kind of wanting to see what in the heck is going on this. There's some other mission. There's some other. Okay, there's maybe it's in this regional rivalry bullcrap thing. Yeah, how in the heck? As much as I've grinded, how the heck is that I'm so at 56 regional? Should be a lot higher than that. I'm higher than anybody on my server, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know if anybody in my whole server. Nope, that's not. I don't know why it's green, but that's not somebody from our server. There's some of these I wish I could reach out to. It would let you. I would like to find out if they ever do give you a chance to move servers. I would like to know a few of these other ones. Because I do wish that they would. I wish it would. I mean, I did put that on the list of things I would like to see put in the game. In that thing that they're doing right now, it looks like 37 is like hitting this freaking thing hard. Actually, one of the lower servers is number 1. He must be using multiple ships. There's one server I thought would be on there ahead of me, but I don't see many. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're not engaging with the arc, because I can actually see that the highest player not have much in here. That it's especially if he bought all these officers. Uh, I don't see this one being a very valuable arc to that particular type of person. But for me, this whole thing has been a game changer. It's helped me so much. I don't think I can even put a value on it. Um, even though I hate the mechanic a lot, I mean it's forced me to engage with it just because the rewards are just too valuable. And it's funny. It's funny. Like on my server, you'll see these guys goober out for junk, and then there's stuff that's game changer type stuff in the game, and they won't even hardly engage with it. I mean, I tried to push that fact to the guys in my alliance that, hey, man, you need to be. I know the stupid ship. I know this, and this, but uh, the rewards are just too valuable on this arc not to not to go hardcore on them all. I'm talking about like the arcs that gives you out the rewards. There are a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, you've heard me say like I didn't even do anything with because the payout was Syndicate XP, or some bull crap. But the ones that are not, um, yeah, guys, why did that not score? I did some research just then. Why did that not? It's got materials. Never mind. That makes sense then. I was gonna get pissed off there, man. But that technically, I guess, it doesn't have materials that qualify. Okay, let's see. Now we got to get our cube. I'm gonna go ahead and put my second cube up here, and we're gonna load it up with officers too. So I'm gonna send them both out there. So if we do have a chance to uh, do multiple ones, we're gonna do it. In that crew, I'm gonna put the Cisco crew in there, and I'm just gonna load it up with whatever's not taken by my main crew. We could put like a Mariner in there. I could put Eunice. I can see Uni being in there. Put her in his place. Carol will be good to put there. And Nero, that'd be fine. That's a good set right there. Let me go group and get the other two. You know what? Let's put Odo instead of Mud. I know he's higher. Do I have him taken in? Oh, I do have him. He's in my Reliant. Never mind. Okay. So we'll go ahead. Now we'll go into the other one. Set up my crew. Let's see. There it is. There she be. She must not be repaired or something. Why is 7 on? Oh, she's out still from doing the. So we're gonna send both those cubes up into Zindi. I'm gonna send one Zindi into rare. I'm gonna send the other one to regular one. We're gonna see if we can get some of these. But they did a bunch of them like on, I guess it was either Monday night or Tuesday, and I'm like, dude, just wait until Wednesday. But I think I got enough for a rare pull. If I got enough for a rare pull, we're done with that part of the thing. Right. Otherwise, I do need loot. Okay, let's get this going. Okay. All right, let's send my number one crew over here. And by the way, either one of these crews can solo these, so they're going to be slow on the draw. They're going to miss out. But I actually need to do some NX01 rare pulls, and that will actually score for the event. And I'll use my cutting beam to kill some of these ones up here too, which will count for the event as well. I think I got a directive for each. Maybe 2 for the rare. I can't remember. I don't remember if I did these last week or not. Last week I was struggling for sleep, and I don't think I actually even did this event. But I need to go to sleep here real soon. I'm getting kind of tired again. But I need to sleep for work. I need to get at least a couple hours. I slept through the night really hard, man. After I left, I fell asleep at the desk here for about 45 minutes. I shut everything off, turned my AC on, and got in the bed, man. And I woke up at, like I said, about 7 o'clock. I slept a solid 7 hours straight. No, I guess it was about six. 'Cause yeah, about 6 hours straight. Okay, so sure, see if there's any of my people in there. I just can't believe there's nobody in here. Usually this thing is like rush hour. I do have one set of directives. Let's look in the other one, see if how many set of directives I got for the rares. And this is what it usually looks like in there. Oh, I got enough to do a few. So we're gonna do them all. We're gonna do so my rule on this is uh I'll wait and see if anybody shows up or calls out. Once I get to the 10-minute mark and if I don't see, I'm already done with the event. It usually takes one rare to finish that part of the event, but there's another Zindi part of the event. I'll wait to the 10-minute mark. If I don't see another one of my guys uh, call out or on their way to the Armada, I'll push the speed up. And then I'll do the same on the next. I won't do the same the next one. If the first one wasn't enough to get them there, then I'm not going to wait for the second one. And it looks like I'm going to have to fight to get these things anyway with these guys. Now somebody had, I don't know whose stream it was at, and they were talking to some. I don't know if it was talking to the hamster about putting an element where you can steal these armadas from somebody. Now that would be a whole cool new element in the game. It's just come up here and kill everybody in it and take it over. That would be a whole new element in the game. We always wanted to do that back in the day. I know that. I guess back before Star Ascension, we'd posed that. Yeah, what if you could steal these? Somebody starts it, and instead of it being reliant on the starter to be there, it was just whoever was in there at the end. You know, the strongest five or whatever, six or seven. I guess it's seven on here. The strongest seven get the rewards. That would be a cool element in the game. Is that you could go in there and hijack somebody's and you wouldn't even actually have to kill them if you were stronger than them. You had a bigger ship. You could just take it over from them. That would be so damn cool. It actually would. Gosh, think how many wars that would start. That would be choice though. You go in there and you time it out to where you could just pop in, and you and 6 others time it out right before it goes to the 10-second mark. You all go pew, 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 and you boot out all the other guys, or you could just go in there and kill them all and take everything for yourself. That would be another way to do it. That would be a cool thing. Because that's what me and there was a guy that was in this alliance with us. His handle was ATM. I don't know if it was ATM because the ATM machine, or was ATM for some other reason. I never really asked the dude why he used that handle. But a guy named ATM and my friend Rod, uh, we used to wait until like uh, 15 seconds before the armada kicked off, and then we would go in there. One of us would kill the leader, which would stop them from being able to do it. The others would pick players in the circle, and then it was just a free for all who get the next guy fast enough. God, that was fun. God, that was like, I mean, we used to have like precision hits. Because if you do it too far, they'll just slide away and let the directives die. But if you do it so close to when they actually do the armada, they got no choice but to die or lose it all. And now everybody can just go in there and kill a guy with 10, like as much time as we got on here on this one. But the thing is, if you make it to where it's unusable to them again, you do it with no time for them possibly to get back and be in the circle. I'm gonna do at least 2 more so I can get that full pull on the thing. But I've got to wait till there's one for me to do. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me get this before this a-hole gets it. I'm probably gonna grab it before I can get this one finished, but I'm gonna. Oh, he grabbed it. Uh-oh, we better get back in here before it counts down. He's not gonna make it. I doubt he counts, but that's okay. Let's see if another one spawns up. If another one spawns up, I'll use another ship and not my actual ship. That's another trick you can do, guys. Like, even though my other ship's not in the circle here, because I'm here and I have a ship in here, it will let me. This is a 14-minute thing, so most of the time any ship can go in there. But if you don't have a ship in here, you can't do what I'm gonna do. Instead of using that ship, I'm gonna have that one ready to go as soon as one pops up like this one does. I'm gonna pull it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this one where it's at. But okay, now I need to go ahead and get these before he starts. He's gonna time it down. Come on, get back into my thing so I can get these indies. All right. There we go. All right, now let's join mine. But it did get me enough to trip that first Zindy one. I don't see any more of our guys coming. I can't believe it. Usually when you start these things, it's like ringing the dinner bell. The heck, me and him just got a bunch of loot. And when this one's done, I'll go ahead and start the one down here. Oh, what am I doing? I meant to push. What should I find? There's another one. We'll fly this one back. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna get to go in here and do some. We'll do some redemptions. We'll see how many we can pull with that. Let's first go with this one. It's enough for me to do a full pull. And I got 4 archers. That's cool. Okay, now we go in the rare pack, the one that actually means anything for me, pretty much. Okay, that was a good pull. That was a good pull. Okay, so now we're gonna go here and get something through that. Okay, let's look at the Armada. I'll go to it. Okay, I've got a couple guys in here, so we'll go ahead and speed it up. I need to probably bring this bad boy home. Yeah, I need to put my regular ship. Let's see, let's put him back. And we'll put his normal crew back. And we'll take her out of there. Come on, man, get I'll go ahead and do this and then come back into it. Sometimes that'll work. Man, what's going on? Why can't I click on her on this? I want to change these officers. Let's go attack. Put Kane. Okay. We don't need him there. Okay. Let's go all the way to the front and put our regular crew back in the saddle. Oh yeah, what's her name's not. I have to discard. She's not. She's on the other cube and she's not fixed yet. Did anybody else start one? Who are these mother? I'm gonna wait for that one to come back. Okay, let's finish this up. Upgrade. I wish I had an upgrade. I wouldn't use it today though. I wished I did. Let's see, we get our. Okay, that's all good. Oh, yeah, we need to go do that Chimera before I go offline. Let's go back to this. We have to put our Armada crew back. Well, not quite. I'm gonna have to use DeMarco, but I'm gonna I use my Armada crew, but I tweak it a little bit. Okay, I don't use 7 and 9. I bring Dash up there. Now you could put Naismith up there too. That wouldn't be. I wouldn't think that would not be a bad choice, since but he's this dude's one. These those, especially all three of the ones at 7 and 9 on those are the three best Armada offers. But I found because of her ability, she does a little bit better in 7 and 9 on this crew. I kill it a lot faster and get more points. Now, what I should do, and I think I am going to do it, I'm going to put my Krechna in that spot. I'm going to switch ships and put uh, I'll go ahead and just put my Titan there. Doesn't really matter. It's just a placeholder for right now anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Kretch here. And I do think I scored a little bit higher hitting using the Kretch than I did. I think I did more damage to it faster. And that's the key. Because I was wondering. I was wondering that and I just did it anyway. Let's find that space. It's somewhere around here. There it is. The good thing it isn't very far away, so it doesn't take very long. I don't have to have the cube to jump there to get back and forth real quick. Man, I'm still thirsty. I think I'll just have to drink some of that Dr. Pepper I got for work tonight. I'll stop and get some more. Man, that's good. Let's get rid of this bowl. Oh man, it's hot in here. I'm gonna turn my AC on, and then after we get done with this Camaro, I'm gonna hit the stack and sleep until time to go to work. I only have enough to do one, I believe. I think I only got another 50. So probably that means tomorrow's pull I won't be able to do anything unless I've only gotten a full set of directives once in the pulls, and it probably won't be tomorrow. Okay, why is it not? Can't. Okay, it's already counting down. Okay, never mind. Okay. And it basically did no damage. Now back before was when I had my was using my Rotarin for it before I got my cube up high enough to be to take its place. Uh, Using Cisco's crew, um, I would kill it 3 out of 4 times, and then like on the fourth time, it would take too many rounds to kill it, and I would get the consolation prize. Or you get, I guess you get two. You get two prizes. You get a survival one, and then you get the one for winning it. We'll do the one for winning. You get this stuff here. Um, then you get the survival chest, which has 21K of those. Or is it the other way around? I don't know. You only got one of those chests for if you survived it, but you didn't kill it. But after I started using the cube, and I actually started using that crew that were, I think it was then I was using 7 and 9. I don't think, I guess Dad was in the game. I started using Dash instead of 7 and 9 right there. I never had a problem killing it after that. All right, well, I don't know if I got enough loot to make a pull in the store with it. See, that's the stupid thing. They don't give you enough. They don't give you enough loot pretty much to make more than one pull unless you're going to buy directives. And that would all change if they would change what I was talking about here. This scrap change it to 8 hours or even 12, where you get it enough where you get multiple chances to get a pull in here. That's why to me it's pretty much a dead mechanic now. All right, so I'm gonna call it a stream. We're going to probably not see each other again until Saturday, possibly. I will probably try to stream some Saturday night, and probably I'll probably try to next week. I'll probably try to stream uh, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then Arc launch. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I have to see how tired I am. I might try to do a 24-hour stream from Arc launch from the little bit before the reset until reset the next day. Or at least early morning. I'm probably trying to push it too hard because I've got to work Wednesday night. So let's say until about 4 in the morning. We'll go from 11, right before maybe 10 o'clock ish to 4 in the morning. I would go all the way, but I'm kind of put myself in a bad place to start the week out, and it will be my 4 week day week too. And I'm usually completely trashed at the end of it anyway. I don't want to start out trashed, so we won't do a 24-hour stream this time, but we'll do one of the longest streams I've ever done. We'll probably do at least 16, 18 hours maybe, and we'll see how much the arc we can complete in one day. So until next time.